I gotta give props, man. I gotta do it. Big shout out over to the guys at the KHL. They know what they're doing here, and they're being very particular about it. The reason I say this is because right now, at the beginning of August, hockey is pretty much at a standstill. The NHL isn't really doing much. There are not many trades, not many signings, not too much news, but this is where the KHL comes in and saves the day. Because yesterday you had yourselves the start of the KHL preseason, and with it, a bunch of crazy updates that we've gotten for some of our favorite prospects in the NHL. In particular, you know who we're talking about today. Let's head over to the Philadelphia Flyers and their 7th overall pick in the 2023 draft, Matvei Michkov. Because, playing for SKA St. Petersburg against Admiral yesterday, you had yourselves a very nice debut and a good, let's just say, representation of what we might see out of this guy heading into the regular season. Now, Michkov, as we all know, was supposed to be a top guy. He slipped all the way to 7. There were some concerns about his contract in Russia. There were some concerns about whether or not he'd actually want to come over to the NHL. But, all things considered, he is a very talented prospect. And in this recent season, you saw him put up 0 points in 3 SKA St. Petersburg games. Not a great sample size, and not really the best opportunity either. Michkov, though, had 20 points in 27 HK Sochi games, where he was loaned over to for the second half of the KHL season. Long story short, Michkov was phenomenal. He outscored Alex Ovechkin as a draft-eligible player in the Pro Russian League. And, heading into this upcoming season, he was actually recalled back over to SKA St. Petersburg with the expectation that hopefully he'll get some more playing time, he'll get some more opportunity, and he won't just be buried down in the lineup, because of course, SKA St. Petersburg is one of the best KHL teams. It's not really a league designed for development, they more so just kind of play to win, so even though you have talented young prospects that are supposed to be good later on, it's not necessarily the case that they normally see proper development time and playing time, as with the case with some other prospects in the KHL the past few years. However, with this in mind, Matvei Michkov is no ordinary prospect. He was already seen as very skilled, very highly touted, and very good just overall, despite being 17, 18 years old. And in yesterday's preseason game for SKA against Admiral, you had yourselves a very good showcase out of the newest Philadelphia Flyer. He had himself a goal, he had himself some very nice passes, he had himself a shootout goal too, the shootout winner, that was just so eloquent and disgusting that I wanted to make a video talking about Michkov today, as well as an article that we had seen that was circulating on the Russian news cycle. So, before we get into that, let's talk about the goal. Matvei Michkov ends up scoring a really nice goal on a rebound, where the puck gets shoveled out to the side, Michkov is there on the back door, he ends up roofing it as the goalie is sliding over to his left, and Michkov is right there on the doorstep to pot it into the open cage. Really nice positioning, really good play by Michkov to set up the goal too. Really nice to see his goal-scoring instincts translating so quickly into the KHL and its play. He also had some really good passes, for example, the one that Michkov made to Demidov in the offensive zone, where he goes right through everybody. It's cross-crease, and then Demidov, as a prospect that is going to be really good in his own draft class, he ends up scoring, so there you go, really nice assist there from Matvei Michkov. And then you also had yourselves the shootout winner too, where Michkov just... Man, this guy is so calm, he's so smooth, he comes right in on the right side, squeaks into the middle, and just pots it right through the 5-hole. Very nice placement of the puck there, good poise, good faking out the goaltender. He makes it look so easy, Matvei Michkov does. So, right away from this first game in the KHL preseason, we're already seeing just what it is that makes Michkov so special. His offensive awareness, his offensive creativity, and how well he's able to maneuver around the ice with the puck on his stick. Just the decision-making there, and the opportunities too. The KHL team is really allowing him to play his game. Now, the thing that has been noteworthy about this particular performance, where Michkov had the goal, he had the assist, he had the shootout winner, the thing about this game that is cool is that Michkov actually played center. And in order to get an extended look at that, hey, we've got this article on matchtv.ru. Link is going to be in the description. It's actually a Russian article. I translated it to English via the Google machine. Matvei Michkov said that he learned the functions of a center by watching videos of Sidney Crosby. Again, link is in the description if you want to read it. This was published by Alexander Rogulev yesterday, August 3rd. SKA player Matvei Michkov, who retrained as a center in the match with Admiral, said that before his debut, he studied video with the games of the Canadian Pittsburgh forward Sidney Crosby in order to peep the functions of this role. On Thursday, SKA lost to Admiral, but Michkov played the meeting as a center, although he's used to playing on the wing. This is actually a challenge for me. I used to play a couple of games at center, and I always liked it. The whole game goes through you. You conduct a trio or all five. I'm generally comfortable doing this. Roman Borisovich said that he saw me as a center, and I was glad. Of course, I myself am happy to play anywhere, even as a defender, even as a goalie. I'll give all my best to any position. The main thing is that the team wins. They then ask him, okay, so was this the proposal of Rottenberg? It was a joint decision. I myself wanted to play in the center this season, but Roman Borisovich got ahead of me. They ask him then, when was the last time you played center? Michkov says in Sochi, one of the matches, but it was never a constant thing. I'm glad it turned out that way. I'll try to keep improving. I always like to discover something new, and I want to improve my game as a center. They then ask, did you study someone else's experience before going to the center position? When I found out that I would play center, Michkov said, I came home, opened the computer, and began to study how the center plays. But I watched the videos of Sidney Crosby. Not the goals and the actions on the attack, but how he works out on defense. Analysts also helped me later. They showed me how other hockey players act in defense and in general, what functions the center has. I tried to do all of this today. And so, this is a really intriguing development in the way Matvei Michkov's prospect body shapes up. Because sure, his body of work has included goal scoring, trigger man skills, very great playmaking, good pace, and just a knack for creating offense, but never really center responsibility. When you're a center, you command more of the middle of the ice. You have more responsibility in your own zone and in the neutral zone. As a winger, you can kind of relax a little bit in regards to defending and being involved in the neutral and defensive zones of play, but as a center, you can't let your guard down. You are the one controlling the middle of the ice. So, for Matvei Michkov, seeing him fall into this role and have a goal and an assist in the process, it's a really intriguing sign as to what could happen as things progress further. If Matvei Michkov develops as a gosh darn center, how is this going to affect the way he produces? Is he going to get more goals? Is he going to get more assists? Is he going to score less because he's not on the flank for that one-timer as often anymore? What's going to happen with Michkov? Does he use this to his advantage? Does he hold on to the puck more and dangle around guys more often, which leads to higher scoring opportunities because he'll find himself in the slot with the puck in more cases? This is going to be a really, really interesting development, and if it works out this way long term, let's say Michkov is a center by the time he's in the NHL, what happens to that line that we had talked about with Cutter Gauthier, Morgan Frost, and Michkov? Do you try to just go all out pure goal scoring and you say Tyson Forrester, Cutter Gauthier, and Michkov all together? Like, that's a line of three separate guys that I feel could score 30 goals in their primes in the NHL if everything goes right. What happens here? Do you try to diversify the scoring throughout your lineup if you're Philadelphia? Do you try to just stack it all up on top? What happens to that Morgan Frost? That is a really intriguing question that I feel needs to be addressed here. But either way, when it comes to Matvei Michkov, all it took was one preseason game and a shift to center to change our entire perception as to how this guy might be able to traverse around the offensive zone. If you're a Philadelphia Flyers fan, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the transition here? How do you feel about Matvei Michkov getting some chops at center? What do you feel about the way he's able to create offense in this role? Do you think he's going to adapt properly to this? And hearing that he's learning from Sidney Crosby, watching his tape and going over what it takes to be a center, how does that make you feel? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.